That's
Well,
okay.
welcome back.
Welcome. We
Um,
were in a mini hiatus yesterday. Not yesterday, last week.
that's okay. We released an episode late, so it's like that.
Well, and honestly, I was so sick for those couple days
Mm-hmm.
that I was catching up on sleep for the next week. So,
No, that's fair.
I don't feel bad. I was not having a good time.
Mm. So what's up with you? Any talking points you have?
Okay, I do have one. It
Okay,
came to me in the shower.
perfect.
Okay, literally, and this is about the shower. A couple things actually. Number one, do you put your hair on the wall?
No.
Yeah, me neither. I was also gonna say the same thing. And by that, I mean I do. I I had never heard of it until like eighth grade. I was like, why are you guys putting hair on your wall?
Mm.
But I put it there so it doesn't go down my drain and cause it to clog. And then I just take it off when it dries.
Yeah, I've
So
heard of
it's
people
gross for
doing
like a
that.
couple hours.
See, mine doesn't like it. Just kind of get. I'm sure some goes in the drain, but I just clean out my drain eventually. It just all gets caught on the drain protector thing. So I just that's
Oh,
all
you
I
have a
let it
drain
do.
protector though.
I think so. I think that's what it is. It doesn't look like a normal drain.
Okay, that may be different. The kind of drain I have if I don't like put my hair that comes out like every if I don't put it somewhere and throw it away, it gets caught in my drain and I have to use that snake thing
Mm-hmm.
and it's gross and I don't enjoy doing it. And so I just put my hair on the wall and then when I take my next shower or whatever because I am also a curtain closed girly.
Okay.
So no one can see it. It's not like people are walking in and seeing it. I leave my curtain open when I first get out to let it air, and then I shut it, and so no one can see it. And then when it dries, I just like and take it
Yeah.
all off and throw it away. So as I was doing it, because I don't share a shower with anyone, I don't care. Uh, I was like, I wonder. I know it's a thing that some people definitely do, and some people just
Mm-hmm.
don't. And I haven't always, but I do now, unapologetically.
No, that's fair. Which I feel like the drains on a tub versus like the tub shower combo seems like it's different than the shower. And mine's a standalone shower, not the combo. Because my
Oh,
bathtub shower doesn't have anything, but my shower has like the little grate that does catch a lot of hair.
yeah. Oh, that's true. Because mine is like it
The
has to be
lifty.
able to shut.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
So that one would
Yep. It
take a
gets
lot more
hot under
hair.
there.
Yep.
That makes sense. Um. Also, this is a really old. We may have even talked about it, but I'm so strong in my thoughts. Do you wash your legs? I know this is really long ago where people talked about it, but in the shower, do you wash your legs?
Yes, you need to wash everything.
Literally, that's what I think. I wash my feet. Some people like are like, I don't like I'll
You got to
wash.
clean between them toes. You got stuff in
You
them
got it.
toes.
I really don't understand people who don't. And so
I think those are the same
as I was doing it,
people
I was
that don't wash their butts, though. I think there's
agreed.
the Venn diagram.
Agreed. And I heard people were like, "Well, some people weren't taught." I was like, "Well, my mom was never like, and make sure to wash your legs and wash your butt crack so that you're not stinky." Like and I have a thing about like I'm scared I'm stinky all the time.
Same.
I don't know. And so I'm it's not even that. It's just like that's your body. Do your legs not touch elements? Are they not ever sweaty?
Well, and
So,
also, you're not really getting, like, I guess depends on what you wash with. You also have to wash with something and not just use your hands. You need a loofah, you
agreed.
need a towel, you need the African net. You need something. The net sponge is what I think is what it's called. You need
Yes.
something. Your
I
hands
want
aren't doing enough
nope. There's not enough friction with your hands.
to get off the dead skin. And that's what you're missing, not
Yes.
cleaning your legs.
Hmm. I agree. Around my ankles, I had a, and like some of this was a learning process because again, my mom wasn't like, "Hey girl, wash,"
Right.
like teenagers or something, but like, "Hey, around your ankles, they're gross.
Yep.
Get around those ankles." And that's it. I don't know. As I was doing it, I was like, I can't imagine not doing this.
Right. Also, if you're a lady, you need to wash all around up in there. Not
You
inside,
do.
but you need to lift stuff out of the way, wash it with water. Water.
Yes.
Yeah, I think
Yes.
it is wild. So many people are
Yeah.
just probably walking around funky.
And like I can give a little grace for the people who like they weren't taught and maybe they don't have the thing that we have about like always being stinky. Like I am aware at all times. I'm aware of it in my house. I'm aware of it in like my
Mm-hmm.
person. I don't want I don't want to be the stinky one. And I will say it's because someone said I was once when I was in like grade school and I was like, "Oh, I think I think I'm going to remember this for the rest of my life." And then I did. I was in like third grade, third or fourth grade.
Ooh,
And
that's yeah.
yeah, but I was like, I will not be the stinky kid.
Yeah, because
So,
that's all people
and it
remember
was
about
on a
you.
day, I know, it was on a day I could ask him uh if he thinks I'm stinky now. I'm just kidding. But he was in our class. Uh went by middle name.
Okay, I know exactly who you're talking
And
about now.
so yeah. And we were always in line in like the lunch line in alphabetical order. So he was behind me. And it happened to be on a day that my dad was like, "You should take a shower this morning." And I was like, "No, I don't think so." So, hey, maybe my dad is right sometimes.
He smelt
And
you
that
that
was
morning
that.
and he said, "You think about
He
showering
did.
today?"
He did. And so it really, I really don't know what grade. I know we were in grade school because we were in there. But I was like, since then, I was like, that's not gonna be me. That will not be me again. So
Mm-mm.
anyway, so
Okay.
I was just as I was watching my legs, I was like, this is some people really don't put this into their like. It's not even a routine. It's just my body, and I just thought I would ask.
But also think about if
I
you're
knew
wearing
you would, by
shorts
the way.
and your legs are touching public stuff and then you don't go home and wash them,
Right,
babies. Disgusting.
right. Yes, that's what I mean. Ankles, because like that's touching so many things, and that's something that again I had to learn. Like by your Achilles, that little place right there, that touches a lot of things all the time. It's touching your
Yes.
socks. It's touching your like that's touching the elements. So many things are touching your legs, even if you have pants on. Because then if you have pants on, and I'm a sweaty girly, like sweat at some point in those pants, please wash your legs. I know that was an old
No, I like it.
question, like, but I did question my sanity a little bit.
No, I that's fair. Okay. Well, that was a good talking point. And if you don't wash your butt, get out of here.
Yeah. I have now I also am a so I'm a sweaty gal, but I'm also a like my thighs and my butt like everything touches so like moisture gets caught. And so I'm trying to figure out a how do I do that without like maybe powdering my thighs. I'll
Mm.
figure it out. Cuz I don't enjoy that part, but is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But it's
All
after
right.
I wash them, everyone.
Yep. You got to be clean.
You gotta clean your butts.
Well, welcome back to Oops, All Opinions. I'm relaxed. That's that one chick. And
Mhm.
if they disagree with us and don't wash their butts, what should they do?
They should take them in their butts and argue with itself.
Mm-hmm.
Argue with
Mm-hmm.
themselves.
We are at episode 16. And do you want to tell
Hmm.
the gang what we're talking about today?
So today we did mine's a little different. We decided to just kind of shake it up. And by shake it up, I mean go to, since we're on episode 16, very exciting. Look back at some of the topics we had done before, and mine happened to be combos.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not, yours may not be, but mine happened to be combos, and I thought that it was on accident, but then I just found it for the rest of them. So,
I like that you went that
also, I
route
grabbed,
and not that we didn't vote.
oh, yeah, no, voting's canceled at no, it had just been, I really like, I couldn't tell you what day it was at some point last week. Like, it just wasn't, I was not well.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so the voting did not
Didn't
did
happen.
not quite work. Didn't happen. Those hotties didn't make it this time, and that's okay. Everyone needs a break. Um, but for future reference, so we just decided to do our thing this week. But for future reference, you can vote. There's a poll on Spotify and maybe others, but we know Spotify, that you can vote on future topics. And we go with the hotties because they just happen to choose the same things every time. It's crazy.
Hotties
And,
with good
but if there
opinions.
are other ones on there, hotties with great opinions, actually. Uh, if you hop in there, you may have a different vote. Will really pull a United States of America and go with what we see.
Mm-hmm.
We may not go with the popular vote, is what we're saying.
Yeah, we're kind
So
of like America where we don't really have a democracy anymore. We're just telling you what's happened.
we're just like letting people run it.
We just do what we want to
And
do.
yeah. Uh and that that is how we'll work, you
We
know.
will.
It's what we know. So uh in that I did grab three.
Okay.
We're only doing two, that is fine.
Yeah.
Um Perfect. Well then I'm going to just tell you I'm just going to tell you the title to one
Okay.
that I'm not going to do because I don't want to read it because we all know from the title, and so does everyone else.
Yes. Perfect. Hit me with it.
Oh wait, what did I look up? Oh, so this one was the male perspective. This is the combo. Male perspective and happens to be bosses.
Ooh, okay.
But you won't know from the title.
Okay.
Uh so anyway, this person okay. Am I the asshole for asking out a woman I groped while drunk?
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So I won't absolute I won't like we won't discuss this one. It's short. Um but this is male and he's a supervisor.
Okay.
So terrible all around. Hey, he groped a woman, I think, and then tried to ask her out. So there was that one. We'll toss it. I just needed to let you know that people really do they put that as a title to something and then expect to not be called an asshole.
Right.
So wild to me. Okay, this one is I looked up snoopers because obviously it's one of my favorites. And this one is also mother-in-laws. So mother-in-laws and snoopers, which we enjoy. Am I the asshole for telling my soon-to-be mother-in-law that my engagement ring is cursed?
No. I love it.
No. Okay. I, female 26, just got engaged. My soon-to-be mother-in-law is a nightmare. We are currently renovating a part of our place, and she has been lent a key in the meantime because she keeps coming over uninvited under the guise of helping clean up. But she really just likes to snoop and interfere. Do a martial art and take my engagement ring off before class. I came home from an afternoon class one day and my engagement ring was not in the jewelry dish that I usually leave it in. I asked her about it and she told me that she'd taken it to a jeweler to get it cleaned. She looked super smug about it, and when I asked which jeweler, she pretended she couldn't remember. I didn't want to give her the satisfaction of having a reaction to it, so I just let it slide for a couple of days. A couple of days pass, and I ask her about it again, and she's super vague. She's pretending she can't remember which jeweler, and she's too busy to go pick it up anytime soon. So I said, wow, I feel I really feel for the jeweler. Hope nothing happens to her. She asked what I meant, and I told her that my superstitious Brazilian grandmother had performed some traditional ritual on it that's usually known to curse anyone who takes or handles the ring other than the owner. She looked uneasy and asked me a couple more questions about this ritual, and I made some story up about how my mother's ring had been taken by a burglar who was crushed by a pillar of cement on his way out of the house. I totally made this entire ritual up, and I do have a Brazilian grandmother, but obviously she did not do some ritual to my ring. The next day, my fiance told me it was out that she was there to clean up a bit. Lo and behold, I get home, she had already left, and find my ring where I had left it. It didn't look any cleaner than it had before, lol. I didn't say that, she did. A week later, I received an abusive call from her saying she'd been in a minor car accident and she was blaming me and my witch doctor grandmother, saying she was now cursed for having touched it. I passed the phone to my fiance, who tried to calm her down, but she was hysterical. I told my fiance what I had told her, and he scolded me a bit because we both know how she is, and I should have known she'd react this sort of way. It's been a further week since then, and she refuses to talk to me and keeps slandering me to my fiance. Overall, he sort of recognizes how ridiculous she's being, but the drama of the situation is making me wonder if the whole curse tale was taking it a bit too far. So, am I the asshole?
No.
Not at all. Honestly, I love that.
Your internet's been funky a little bit, but you're back, I think.
Okay. It's been weird recently, and I don't. There's a lot of like rope, and I don't know if that has anything to do with it. They're messing with like electrical things, I think,
Yeah, it's just a little
because
slower,
they're
and I
going
don't
under.
know. I think it's fine. Yeah, I don't think
Okay.
she is, but also, like, the husband, we always say this, but her fiance needs to establish something because why is the mom taking something? Regardless of even if she was taking it to get clean, that's weird.
It is weird. And why is she taking your ring? She didn't take it to get it cleaned. She
No.
just took it. And I don't know, like, what are you going to do with it?
Right.
What's your I just don't understand what her purpose of doing that
Right.
was. Mother-in-law just a klepto? Like, is she just taking stuff?
Yeah. No, so you're not the asshole, but you probably need to figure out something with your fiance because that's weird.
Yeah, take that key away, actually. Why are we giving keys to people who are coming over just to go through your things?
The second my
Take it
ring was
back.
missing, I would have taken the key.
Yeah. Nope. I can clean,
Yeah,
actually.
I'm
I
good.
can do it.
You don't need to
I
be
got
here.
it. Nope.
I assume overall vote was not the asshole.
Vote was not the asshole. An update um said I really did not expect this sort of response to this post. Thank you all so much for the awards. There was also a grammar thing. Fiance and I had a big chat, and he's admitted he has to step up when it comes to his mother. He retrieved her key an hour ago, and he told her not to worry about the curse because it would have no effect on anyone who touched it without malicious intent. Big thank you to the commenters who suggested that absolutely gold approach.
That's so funny.
That's super funny. That is a good
Oh.
approach to it.
All right. So I looked through our topics and I pulled two from this category, but I did second chances. I really like that one because I do think it's interesting. Okay, so this one is, am I the asshole for refusing to reschedule a date with someone after they forgot about the date?
Hmm. After they forgot about it?
Mm-hmm. Depends, I
Maybe.
suppose.
Yeah.
So my coworker tried to set me up with a friend of hers, and we began texting about 2 weeks ago. It was really cool getting to know her. Our chats flow really well. We have a surprising amount of common interest, and we've even made a couple of flirty comments through text after sending each other pictures. Nothing risque. We finally decided to meet up last Saturday at 6 p.m. at a local gastropub. I don't know what that is. No
I don't
idea.
know. That sounds like something to do with your belly.
Sounds like something from Toy Story. Gastropub.
Yeah,
Um,
gastropub.
I get there a little early and wait until 6:15 to text her to ask if she's going to arrive soon, and I wait another half hour for a response. At this point, I walk out of the gastropub and start heading home. At the time, more than anything, I was confused. I was driving home when I got a call from the girl. She was profusely apologizing to me, saying she forgot about our date. I asked her if she got held up at work or if there was a family issue going on, and she said no. She left to go on a shopping trip with another one of our mutual friends at around 5:30, so she was shopping an hour away when she realized she had a date to go to. She asked me if we can still meet up later that night, but I decided I want to stay in for the night. I thanked her for her honesty, and I said we should just be cool with each other. You know, just be civil because we have a mutual friend and don't want to break up those friendships either. She kept apologizing through text and tried to call me a couple times on Sunday to reschedule, but I just told her it's probably better for us both to move on. Monday morning, the friend that set us up called me to ask about what happened and why I'm not talking to her friend anymore. She believes that her friend made a legitimate mistake and that I should give her a second chance. I told her that I can't accept someone who could forget a date if they truly wanted to see me. Maybe I'm being unsympathetic here, but for me, if there's an event as important as a date with a person I like, that date will always be in the back of my head. I don't obsess over it, but it's there and it's something to look forward to. The only way I could forget about that date would without an extenuating circumstance would be if I simply didn't care to remember.
I Also, this was kind of a combo. It had to do with their coworker. Anyway,
Mm-hmm.
which was also a topic. Um, I think they might be a this might be a little bit of a dramatic response. A little bit. You're strangers, you know?
Um, I don't think anyone's really an asshole. However, this would never work. So I think he's probably right in making the call because at any did she not have her phone? She said she realized at 5:30 she had a date. Text him. That would have solved everything.
Right.
If she would have said, "I'm so
Yeah.
sorry, I got caught up." He probably would have waited. But knowing that like and this is just off of one instance, he is not like they're not going to mesh regardless.
Yeah. Because what time was their date? Their date was at 6?
Yes. And she realized at 5:30 that she
Okay.
was an hour
Because she
away.
realized,
Yeah.
yeah, no, that is correct. But
Yeah.
listening to it, I was on his side.
Mhm.
But in her defense, I guess, he's not her everything right now. Like if you had a
Mhm.
planned thing, you know what I mean? Like it's okay to forget things.
Mhm.
Okay to forget things. It's realizing it 30 minutes before it was supposed to start and not say anything that
Yeah.
is the issue.
Yep. 100%. Because then I'm like, you
Yeah.
didn't you can forget the date but not reaching out, not communicating. Like I would lean towards her being kind of an asshole then and kind of not cuz like you said, they don't know each other that well, but then not
Mhm.
prioritizing communication at all. That's pretty weak and that does lean towards her
Yeah.
being kind of an asshole in my opinion.
That, that is true. Also, how old were they? Do we
They
know?
did not say. Mm-mm.
Okay. Yeah. I I agree. I don't know. Now, second chances, would you have given her one?
Um, probably not, to be honest. Just because I feel like a first date, because she did essentially stand him up, even if she called him after. It was a long time after.
Right.
I don't mess around with that. I think if you don't have courtesy to communicate, then I don't really want anything to do with you. So no, I wouldn't do a second
Yeah.
chance.
Yeah. I would have the I'd rather you tell me before
Mm-hmm.
conversation and then try again, but not the next day. I wouldn't be trying Sunday. Like she was trying to
Yeah.
go that night, the next day. It's not going to be that. We plan it again the way that it
Mm-hmm.
was, and then roll from there. Because some people get that, like, I don't know, they're afraid to communicate. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I would rather you just tell me so we can
If she would have
go.
said, "Hey, I'm so sorry, I can't make it tonight," yes, I would do a second chance then. But to not say anything, have
Yeah,
you sitting there looking like a silly, sad goose, nah.
right.
She made
Yeah.
choices in that I'm just like, that doesn't warrant a second chance.
Also, if you don't vibe, then absolutely don't try it again. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? If there's a oh, I really think we could work out, then that's where the second chance comes from. But if he can really be like, "No, I'm fine."
yeah,
Then yeah, don't. It depends on the chemistry, I guess, but if you both really liked each other, oops, but
yeah.
she didn't talk to me, it's the hey, I need you to tell me. I need that conversation. I need that.
And this is something people need to understand: the mutual friend. You need to be prepared for something like this to happen.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
But the
It was,
friend in the because
yeah.
sorry, like the friend in the middle now,
Mm-hmm.
don't bring her back into it. Don't bring the coworker back into it.
Yep.
It's now it is just we are now two different people in this group and that's fine. But the coworker having to be like, "Oh, why are you not going out with her?" Like
Right.
that's no fun. Now no one's having a good time.
Well, and I think too, like, I guess depending on how far out, but like, I feel like a date is such an exciting, a first date, that
Yeah.
forgetting it kind of also, it sounds like this person really is looking for something, and her, like, it's not like forgetting that you have random plans. Like, I guess that's, but like a first date, a first impression, how do you forget?
Yeah.
And if you are a
Yeah.
forgetful person, start working on ways to not be forgetful. Like, write it
Write it
down,
down.
put it in your
Write it
phone.
down.
So, lesson learned for
Yep.
her. It was overall no
Hmm.
assholes here, but I'm kind of like,
I don't think she meant to be.
no, no, no,
I
I
think
don't
she
think so
made a bad
either.
decision, but yeah, I don't think OP's the asshole either.
No,
I think they shouldn't. Actually, I'm rolling back. I think they just shouldn't date each other.
no, I
So I
think,
actually
yeah,
think it's a good end result.
yes. So, okay,
This is would I be the asshole?
okay.
Would I be if I tell my worker her husband also has an apartment and is my neighbor?
No,
That's what I'm going off to. Okay. Hi, I'm in a bit of a sticky situation. I've never been good at navigating social situations, and this one has me really stumped. I am a 25 female. I just got my first full time teaching job, and yesterday one of the other teachers invited us all over to her house for a small get together. I live in an apartment building and was pretty shocked when she introduced me to her husband, and I realized he was my next door neighbor at my apartment building. We've never spoken before. We've only seen each other in passing, waved at each other, etc. When my coworker introduced us, it was really awkward. He's not at his apartment every day. He comes every few days, never with his wife or kids that I'm aware of. He has two toddlers and an elementary age kid, and I've never heard them.
okay.
That makes sense.
That's a pretty good
I've
indicator.
definitely seen him go yeah, I've definitely seen him go in with a young woman. I'm not sure if his wife knows about the apartment or not. Rent is $2,000 a month plus utilities. Brag. But for all I know, he could pay it all through a business account or she could know all about it. Would I be the asshole if I mentioned something to the wife? It seems so weird if I don't say anything. I'm not going to make assumptions as to what's going on. If I do say something, it would just be along the lines of, I've ran into your husband quite a few times in my apartment building. Does he have a separate home office? Which I don't think is the case because their house is giant and he clearly has an office in it. I know the apartment is his as the mailbox has his last name on it. I've never seen anyone else going in or out of it other than him and the guest he's with. I'm extremely socially awkward and I have no idea what to do here. If I was in her shoes, I definitely want someone to tell me if I don't know, but I'm sure that if the right it's the right thing to do or not. Thank you.
No, she wouldn't be the asshole. Because even if it's something like they have an open relationship or something weird, at least you'd know. And if they think you're a jerk, at least you can go at the end of the day with it because I don't know, that's sketchy.
So weird. There are a few edits, but I didn't read ahead.
Okay.
My first thought was ask her if he has a twin.
Oh, that's good. And then be like, oh,
Ask
there's a
because
guy
his
that's in
last
my
name
apartment building that looks like him.
and it has your last name because I've seen it on my mailbox. Because that could actually also
Yeah.
be it. The husband has a twin. And that's what I would go with because that's not you out asking if he has a home office in this
The I
$2,000
think
a month
I think the
place.
home office is so weird because who buys an apartment for a home office? Like,
Right. Yeah, no, I would ask if he has a twin and if it's like, yeah, he has a twin because she doesn't know his first name, like the neighbor's first name.
true.
Oh, that was my first one. Okay, a lot of edits. I'm a lot. Okay. I haven't known her long enough, but she's lovely. I can tell we're going to be hanging out a lot through the school year and probably will become friends with her. Two, I have a piece of his mail, junk mail, that was accidentally delivered to my mailbox a few weeks ago. Should I give it to her? Would that make me the asshole? Okay, so it is his name. Okay. Third, yeah. Oh, okay. Just kidding. Yes, he could have an identical twin with the same name and the same tattoos. It's not probable, but yeah, I guess it's possible. Okay, I didn't know the thing about the tattoos.
Mm.
But that's still an in,
Mm-hmm.
you know? That's still an in. Okay. Fourth, okay, this one's kind of a lot. This is kind of a lot. But it says, please stop with the hateful messages telling me to go KYS, blah, blah, blah. I have no plans on meddling in anyone's marriage. If I tell her, it will be facts. Things that anyone walking in or out of my apartment building can see. If he wanted this to be a secret, he should have gotten an apartment in a different town. That's true.
I mean, good point.
Also, telling her husband has apartment next to mine won't get me fired. Stop sending me those messages too. Okay. Anyway, so same tattoos. I guess I didn't pick that up the first time, but I think that that is a way to get in because
No,
clearly
agreed.
he doesn't have an identical twin. He doesn't have he doesn't have that. So that is a way for if your partner. So like if I didn't know Sam and I met him and I wanted to ask and I knew that he lived next door, but I don't really know him. I think that that's an okay way to be like, dude, your husband looks exactly like my next door neighbor.
Yeah.
I think that that's a legit
I think if you say it in
way
a
to go
joking way
about it.
like that, like, because here's the thing, she probably already suspects something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you might just be confirming something.
I agree. I actually want to go see if it's locked now, but I want to see if there because now I need anything happened with it. Um, he's very publicly living next door to me. If it's a secret, he's not keeping it very well. There are
Hmm.
no updates, but updates on Am I the Asshole need mod approval. Okay, well, you didn't give us any, so
Weird.
okay. Anyway, that's what I know. But she's not the asshole. He might not be the asshole either. I don't know. But he
Right.
is living next to her.
Yeah. I don't think she'd be an asshole for saying something, especially out of good intention of being like, hey, girl, your man might be cheating and living a second life. I'd prefer someone to
Right.
say that and be wrong than not say anything at all.
Me too.
Be a girl's girl.
Because then also if you don't say anything and then what if your coworker needs to come over
Yeah.
and sees him?
Mm-hmm.
That's not good either. But also I think this girl may be main character. Could you imagine that situation?
No.
Having seen
Oh,
your having seen your neighbor for however long, you say hi to them, and then you show up to your coworker's house and her husband is your neighbor?
I would love it because I would slide in and be like, hey, girl, I think he has a secret second apartment. Do you want to come stake out the apartment with me?
Yeah.
And then you can have your kids go find, go knock on the door.
Have-
Daddy!
Halloween. Halloween. They go knock on his door.
Yeah. Oh
Oh
my God.
yeah.
No, I would plan a whole stakeout and be like, hey, now that you're through it, let's catch
Hmm.
him. And it'd be so
Let's
fun.
catch him. Absolutely. That would be very fun. Yeah, I'm not saying she has to tell her. I think that it will only be positive
And
if she
then
does.
OP gets a dog. And then you get dog poop. And then you like dog poop on fire in front of his apartment. And then he steps on it. Or at least smells stinky
Yes.
poop. Or you put dog poop
Yes.
under the doorknob. Either way, poop him. And
Yes.
if it's just an innocent
Yeah.
guy, well,
Poop 'em.
whatever.
Yes. But also, like, I'd be so nosy. I'd be like, what kind of car does he like to get all the facts? Because she's like, I want to make sure they're facts. I would be like, I wonder what kind of car he drives. And then you go look for it in the parking lot. And
You
like,
just, or you don't, no, no, no. Here's what you do. You don't tell her anything. You invite her over.
I agree.
You
I
sit out on
agree.
your balcony, you drink a little, you get set up little porch stuff, and then he shows up. You catch him. Be like, you and the kids can come over.
I agree. I agree. But also I don't that may come off like, yeah, I knew about this and I just wanted to see your reaction when you saw him in person. You know
True,
what I
true,
mean?
true, true, true.
Because like clearly she knows. I think that she needs to gather all evidence, come with the receipts.
Yeah, and then do the
That's what I
revenge
think.
to catch him. That's
Yeah.
fair.
Or the casual. Oh, does he? Oh, does your husband have a twin? He looks exactly like my neighbor. You should come see him.
That's
Oh,
true.
but it must not be him because he has this young woman who comes over, so it can't be him.
Go full messy with it.
Yeah, agreed.
I love it. I want to know more.
Too, I'm kind of upset. There's nothing. That was 4 years ago, so
Dang, we're not going to ever know.
we'll never know.
Maybe the wife killed her because she told her and she was like, shut up. A knife.
The cohort OP, the wife killed.
Maybe we can't be sure.
Shut up.
Shut up. Okay. So this one actually is also a wombo combo because it is in my second chances,
Love.
but it's also teenage drama.
Love.
Okay. Am I the asshole for not giving these girls a second chance? Okay, so throwaway. 3 years ago, and I was reading through this one, I was like, this one feels familiar, but I think when we did the teenage episodes, they all kind of sounded familiar where I'm just like, so if you
Where we
did
were
this
like,
one or
this
I did
was
this one, yeah.
no. That you can just tell they're written by teenagers.
Okay. 3 years ago, I, 16 female, was in 8th grade. I had a group of friends that I loved, and I'd spend a lot of time hanging out with them. I don't know what I did, but suddenly they distanced themselves from me. We didn't do this one, right? It all sounds so familiar. I don't
That's so familiar, but I
I
don't
don't
think
think so.
I don't
Okay.
think we had any that young.
Okay. They'd stay in their group but walk away from me every time I noticed they were away. I obviously didn't get the hint, and I was sort of desperate for friends, so I didn't leave the group. There was one girl, R, who was nicer to me and decided to tell her that this was going on, and everyone in the group wasn't really talking to me. She was really confused, and she told me that she'd go talk to them, and she did. After that, everyone started talking to me again, acting like they didn't just shun me for 2 months. 2 months. It was mad confusing, but I went along. This lasted about a week until they started treating me worse. Instead of shunning me, they just bullied me. They'd ruin my stuff and make my stuff dirty and purposely take up all the space on the lunch table. When I asked if they could move, there was space. They were just purposely spreading out a lot. They told me that I didn't have to sit with them and I could sit with the nerdy kids 2 benches away since they'd probably like me. You know that table's way more fun than this table. We
Yeah,
were
they
the
are.
not we weren't
Yeah,
nerdy,
they
but
are.
we were a fun table.
Yeah.
They did a whole lot of other stuff that I can't really say, but it's much worse than what I wrote. Hey, call the police. What?
Do we need do we need to call the authorities?
Yeah,
What is
like
happening?
hello. And in oh, and then in the end, one of the girls said that I talk about myself too much, and no one wanted to be my friend. I met up with R a few days ago. She said they were sorry. Apparently, they thought I was weird, and from looking at me, I seemed unapproachable. Also, they didn't want any new members in their group, which was weird because a lot of people joined the group. I didn't know what to say, honestly. Last night, one of the girls, A, in the group texted me and asked if I wanted to become friends again because I seemed cool now. After thinking, I just said no. And I said that they were all rude, also rude, and I didn't want to be friends. I wasn't downright rude to her, but she got mad at and went off about me on the group chat. This resulted in everyone DMing me and calling me an a-hole and a bitch because I hurt her feelings. I told them all that I seriously do not give an F if she started writing in acronyms and dropping letters. I do not give an F if they think I'm cool and that they treated me badly and I have no reason to be friends with them anymore. They told me that they changed and they were more accepting of people, and they thought I should be in their group. Even R was mad that I wasn't giving them a second chance. I stopped responding after that. I feel like I wasn't an asshole for saying I don't want to be friends, but maybe I was because they said they'd changed and they thought I was cool. I feel like I hurt their feelings by saying they were rude, and I was really blunt about it. Some other of my friends sided with them because I wasn't giving these people a second chance. I don't even know. Am I the asshole? Note. The thing about the nerdy kids table, I didn't call them that. I was quoting these people.
If that's the thing people were mad about. Hey, you call those kids nerds? You can't call people
Nerds is really
nerds.
mean.
Nerds is bad. Nerds is real bad. Okay. First of all, you did give them a second chance the first time.
Yeah.
And they got
Yeah.
worse. I'm gonna be real. I'm going from like fun times to being like so serious. That is an abusive relationship. If she goes back and everyone tells her to go back because they've changed and they're more open, this is bad. I'm glad that she like put her foot down. And you can feel bad for them and that's fine because you can believe them because that's how it goes. But that is an abusive cycle even if it's friends. Even if it's a group of people compared to one person. Learning it now at 16 or younger, I'm a little confused.
I know. I'm like, is this story from 3 years ago? Is it from right now? I don't know.
Yeah. But learning it now will only help you later in being able to identify an abusive relationship because that's exactly what it was. They made her feel left out. She left. She came back and they were fine and then they got worse. So she left. It's just the same thing over and over and I am actually very glad that she is saying no and still feeling not guilty, but that's a part of it too, leaving like people or a person who has at one point shown you community and shown you love. It's okay to feel that about it. But that is if you put we're just going to go everything's in the binary. If you put this was a relationship with this man, everyone would think that was an abusive relationship. The fact that it's a bunch of teenage girls, people start to think it's not that, but it is the same cycle. And I'm glad that she is not back, at least at the time this was happening.
100%. And they like to have this weird superior thing where they can call on you and you come running back.
Yep.
Um, so stay away from them. Stay so far away
Mhm.
from them. Which this was wrote 4 years ago, so now she's 20, and they're also like even when friendships would end with people, it really said a lot if they would do something to harm you. Them messing with your stuff, making things dirty, and whatever the unmentionables that you will not tell us what they did, you can't do that to people that you care about
Nope.
and not be messed up in the head, honestly. Like, there is something wrong with you that you can do that. They would,
Yep.
I mean, honestly, I could see, and maybe this is dramatic, but this feels like one of those stories where you hear about teen girls killing another kid. That's where I could see
Absolutely.
this
Jawbreaker.
going.
Yep. Because it
Slender
also
Man.
was kind of like, yes, like mob mentality at some
Yes.
point. Everyone's on their side. They, like, even maybe if one person wasn't really into it, they're all going to do it because they'd rather be in the group than not be there. And it was about her looks. She didn't look approachable. It was about her, like, they were pointing out things that abusers point out.
Yep.
Like, it wasn't about, like, well, you punched me in the face, so we're all gonna be mean to you. Hey, sure. Not really, but you know what I mean. Like, it was about they attacked her in all the ways that, like, teenage girls do. But I feel like it was more, this is a cycle that I also hope that those girls are out of.
No, they're in pyramid schemes right now. They're in MLMs
Honestly.
for
And
sure.
they wear red hats.
100%. Yeah, and the thing is, I understand that in high school, feeling alone felt very alone. But you're 16, you got a couple years. Be alone. Don't be with people that are just going to cause you to have to go to therapy because, whew.
Literally.
And also,
Hang out with
everyone
the
telling you to be
nerds.
friends with them, get different friends from them too. Find new people.
Absolutely.
That's insane.
Absolutely.
Especially if your friends know what they did to you. No, it's not worth
No.
it.
Agreed. Like, that made me, I was like, oh no, I'm gonna get deep. Oh no, I can't hee hee ha ha out of this one. Like, it really is, it felt much bigger than just that. And I know that we talked about, even in that episode, we talked about how when you were a kid, things seem so big, and they are to you, and that you don't have the, not the word knowledgeable, but we know way more than we did at 16. And so I couldn't imagine being in that situation at 16, but also, like, hey, where are the adults? Where are any adults in this situation?
They're definitely probably getting bullied at home themselves.
Right. Yeah. And, like, I'm not blaming the adults, because also a thing about
Mm-hmm.
teenagers, we all kept secrets. But if it, tell an adult,
Yes.
at least one. We'll take you to Chuck E. Cheese or whatever. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just go have, yeah, go make different friends, better friends. There are better people in the world, even if it's a small town. We know the feeling. Like, find different people to chill with. Go talk to the nerds. They're probably fun,
Yep. Yeah. They're
and it's okay if
probably
they're
they're
nerds.
bored. They want to bond over being mean to you again. So,
Yeah, they talked about it. Let you back in. No.
and you seemed weird, but now you seem cool. Like, no, that's okay.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, very much. You're not the asshole. What was the, am I the asshole for what? Not going back?
For not giving these girls a second chance.
Yeah, no, fuck those girls. I'm gonna be real
Yeah.
honest about that.
Yeah,
No,
real.
not at all.
Yeah, I mean everyone agreed. That was one that was just like obviously, but yeah. So,
Yeah. Go have different, go be alone or
yeah.
whatever. Go different hobby, different friends, and now's the time to do it. Now's like a good time to meet new people. 16, you can get a job, go have coworkers, you know.
And you're about to graduate and then you never have to see those bitches again. And it's
Literally
so
don't.
nice.
Yeah, you get to choose when you see them. You get to choose like chosen friends, chosen families. Those are so real and so important, and you get to decide that when you're out of there.
Yep.
Like also graduate first.
Yep.
Some people dip. I don't
Yep.
know what the situation is, but like don't let them
Yep.
stay in there. Make different friends. Different friends are fun. Different friends are cool.
And if you can't
Just
withstand it, look into online, look into graduating early. Just do the stuff that
mm,
don't let them dictate your future.
different school district if that's
Yeah.
possible. Even people like that we went to school with, all of our districts were pretty cut and dry. Like there were pretty hard lines on who could go where, but people still change schools. So look into that, I guess,
Yep.
if you can. Um, but hopefully this has been 4 years. I hope that this person is the best they've ever been. They
Yeah.
left the friend group. They have other friends that either or they didn't meet other friends and they just said F off to all of those
Mhm.
people and now they're just living their 20-year-old life somewhere
Yep.
else.
100%. Okay. That was episode 16, Variety.
Yes. Variety show.
Yes. Okay. Well, take us out.
Well, I was just my cats just ran into that door, so I was just making sure you didn't hear that.
Mm-mm.
Anyway, this was Oops All Opinions. I am that one chick. That is Relax. And if you have opinions that differ from ours, what should they do with them?
Argue with yourselves, but also rate and review us. Give us 5 stars, regardless of what you think. And also go vote in this week's poll so you can help dictate what we are going to
Yes,
talk about.
absolutely. Also, and I said this last time, and I'll say it again. If you give us 5 stars and leave a comment, it can be that we're the worst people in the world. That's wrong. But I will read those.
Oh,
I will read
100%. And
those here.
I'll read them on the
Oh,
podcast.
yes, absolutely. I will read them on the podcast. Give us 5 stars, give us a comment, and I will read them on the podcast.
Yes, 100%.
So,
Well,
yes.
until next time, kisses, hugs, ladybugs. But
Cute.
we'll see
The
you
bugs
next
are
week.
out, by the
They are big out, making noise and
way.
stuff.
Bugs are out. And also, I like to drink this with no ice for the current climate of the world. Okay.
Okay, stay
Goodbye.
safe. Bye.